today I'm reviewing the Feiyutech Alpha 2000. So here we have the gimbal. It's a pretty nice presentation. It's solid. I've been using this thing for a month. I'll show you really quick how you balance it. So with this gimbal, the main thing is balancing this thing, and what I like about this one is actually pretty fast and convenient, because there is two parts. You can use the single grip or the double grip. So when you balance, the easiest is to use the double grip, and then you can transfer. But there is also a stand for the single grip, so you can balance it. So you need to screw this thing. So here you have a plate. They have a new plate now that is Manfrotto. I have the old version. So it's a nice screw that you don't need a coin or anything with it. You can just screw it really tight just with your fingers. That's a nice point. So you can either put it here, this way, or the other way, depending on where you want to access. If you want to have more access here, I like to put it here so I can change the battery without removing it from the gimbal. So there you go, you have a little section here. So now we're gonna start the balancing. So as you see, I unscrewed everything. So rule of thumb is you try to find the center of gravity of your thing. So like the center is gonna be close to the center. Just so here, the motor is here, so you want to align it with the center of gravity. So roughly, so here, and then when you're gonna move this thing, so I'm gonna move this a little forward because this camera is not that long, and then when I adjust it, it's pretty sensitive, so you just adjust it slowly. It's fairly easy to adjust this gimbal, as I said, but what would make it even better is that once you pretty much set it up, if you had screws to do micro adjustments, that would be the best. But still, you'll see it's gonna take me a couple. I won't say it takes me about like 2 minutes to balance it, and until maybe like I'll say 5 minutes setup. So right now it's not completely perfectly balanced, but pretty much. And right now the gimbal is off, so it's even just physically. So now I'm gonna turn this on. It stays really just straight. So you see it's gonna stabilize your movement, and when you pan, it's gonna just try to follow, but very slowly. So compared to a lot of stabilizers like Steadicam, this is you can give this to a complete novice and they can film pretty smooth footage. It's very easy to learn to use this thing. The downside is that it does rely on battery. So if you forget the battery, you didn't charge the battery, you ran out of battery, then you're out of chance. Those batteries, though, they work for 16 hours, 12 hours, and you have 2 sets of batteries, so you should be good. I'm gonna turn on this camera and film so you can see how it stabilizes. One of the things that's horrible that nobody wants to see on a video is like a little jittery thing. It looks very amateur, so this definitely helps getting rid of that. Alright, so now I'm going to show you the single grip. So now it's balanced, you don't really have to rebalance it. Just unscrew this. Usually what I would do is I would just leave the batteries one set on each. Didn't film a wedding yet with it, but I filmed a couple of events in a row without charging, and it worked well. So, alright, so here's a single hand, and you'll see how well it works. So you have different modes. Here, there's a mode where it follows you also up and down. But I like to use this because, you know, like here, just, you know, I really want to keep the horizon in line because I need to film something higher, something lower. But it's useful to have the first mode. If you want to run and make sure, like if you're upside down, and you want to make sure that you don't go up and down by mistake. Now I'm gonna show you. I'm in the default mode, the first mode, and show you one of the good things with this thing. You can just it's really easy. It's gonna stay in position. You can run pretty fast and smooth the thing really well. So you have the joystick in the back that allows you to do movement. I think, like most of the gimbal, it's a little too sensitive for me to use. I really just like to move and the gimbal follow you. It's much more natural movement. But I mean, actually on this gimbal is not too bad. If you want to do like very consistent panoramic for real estate, for example, I think it's pretty, it's usable. I would just get rid of the very little movement at the beginning. But yeah, I mean, so it's a really nice gimbal. And alright, here's a stand for the single grip. I wish it was a little bigger just to be on the safe side. I mean, I never had really a problem. It doesn't really stand by itself when it's empty, but once you put the camera on it, then it does. You can even use it for photos, for time-lapse, as you can program actually movement. I didn't really get into that yet, but also for just panoramic. Good thing to know in this thing is that you have a lot of little screws where you can put accessories. So for example, the one that is used for this, you have the screw here. See, the camera is stabilized. And on the single grip, you have another one here where it's useful. You can use it for all kind of stuff like lights, microphones. You have another one here, so you have like three. You can put 3 accessories in total on the single grip, and on the double grip, it's crazy. There's stuff everywhere. I think there's 8 in total. You have one on top of each one on the bottom of each and 2 others on the bottom. You can literally put your whole house on the grip. Might get heavy, so you might want to consider what you put on it, but I'll show you what I do. Putting 1 light, 1 microphone, you know, that's pretty much, then you're pretty much set. And then you could put 1 monitor also. I'm putting it on the mode 4, that it completely locked the position, so you'll see how you really saw how much this thing stabilized. This is not gonna move 1 inch, it's completely locked, which is really great for traveling. Traveling effect, it's not gonna move. If you move a little like this, it's just dead on.
To lose.